Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 11 of ESL 2B. The title of this week's content is The Sky's the Limit. In this video, we will talk about events in the future, as well as discuss how things will continue to change in the future. You ready? Let's get started. I will start off by reading some examples. As always, I would like for all of you to pay special attention to the highlighted words and try to think about what sort of information are we getting from these words. My nephew will be trying out for the soccer team next year. He's very determined to make the team. I'm sure that he'll be practicing all summer to work on his game. He'll be going to 2 different soccer summer camps out of town. One of the camps will be hosting an end of camp tournament, so we've been planning a surprise trip to see him play. The tournament starts on a Friday afternoon, so we'll be driving out there early in the morning to be sure that we make it well before kickoff. We won't be stopping much, so we should make it there in under 3 hours. Okay, so let's look at some of these examples that we saw. My nephew will be trying out for the soccer team next year. So here we're looking at will be trying out. Is this event in the present, in the past, in the future? And how do we know? Let's look at another example. I'm sure that he'll be practicing all summer to work on his game. So here, remember, we have he will, short version, he'll be practicing all summer to work on his game. Again, what is happening with this action? Is it in the future, in the past, or in the present? Let's look at one more example. He'll be going to 2 different soccer summer camps out of town. Again, here we have the short version of he will, he'll be going. So we have the person, we have will be, and then we have the verb with ing. Okay, let's think about this a little bit more. The tournament starts on a Friday afternoon, so we'll be driving out there early in the morning to be sure that we make it well before kickoff. Here again, we have a short version of we will be driving. So what do we think about these actions? Yes, they are happening in the future. And what else? What's the difference between will be and won't be? We won't be stopping much, so we should make it there in under 3 hours. Yes, won't be is the negative of will be. Remember, this is the short version for will not be, won't be. Okay, let's look at 2 more examples and see if we can figure this out. One of the camps will be hosting an end of camp tournament. So here we have the same thing happening. It will be hosting, will be. So what have we figured out about this structure? Yes, we're talking about a future event, but we are also saying that this event will happen for a certain amount of time. What's the difference between this here? So we've been planning a surprise trip to see him play. Remember, we've is short for we have been planning a surprise trip to see him play. We have the verb in both of these sentences with ing, but what's the difference? Yes, exactly. The first one, we're talking about an action or event that will occur over a period of time, but in the future, at some point in the future. Whereas on the bottom, we have been planning, we're talking about an action or event that has began in the past. So it started in the past and continues to the future, or sometimes it maybe has just stopped. But that's the main difference between these two. The first one, we're talking about an event that will happen over time, but it will start in the future. On the bottom, we're talking about an event that will also happen over time, but it started in the past. Nice. Okay, let's see something a little bit more in detail. Here we have a timeline: present, future, and past. And here we have a few more examples. I will be coming to pick you up at 7 p.m. She will be working Saturday afternoon, and they will be going out of town in July. So we've already talked about this, but a little review. Yes, these are all talking about an ongoing action in the future. So it has not started yet. And here is the form that we use. We have the subject followed by will be, and then the present participle of the verb, which is the verb with ing. And we use this to talk about events or actions that will last for a duration of time in the future. Okay, what else? Here we have a little bit more of an explanation of how we set up sentences using this form. So we have subject followed by will or will, short version, or will not or won't, short version, followed by be and then the verb with ing. And what about questions? Yeah, we start with will. Then we have the subject and then be and the verb ing. We'll talk more about this in greater detail this week. So for now, it's your turn to try it at work. On Padlet, explain what you will be doing in the next phase of your current project at work. If you will be doing the same job, explain what exactly it involves. And remember that you are talking about a future event. Here's an example. Next month, my crew will be moving up to the 31st floor. I will be installing windows and doors. I think I'll be working a lot of overtime since we're a bit behind schedule. Now, your turn. And for some more practice, remember to comment on Padlet and practice with your vocabulary flashcards and class audios on Teachable. Until then, bye everyone.